just like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there in the midnight hour. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to a brand new live stream. Um, I was wondering, I've been wanting to do this, but when should I do it? So I figured I just seen Trap today, and I've been wanting to talk about these movies. Full spoilers. I have the little thing on the bottom. Full spoilers. We're going to talk about full spoilers for all these movies. So we're going to talk about starting with Maxxxine, then Longlegs, then Twisters, and then Deadpool Wolverine, and then we're going to go to Trap. Where's Becky? We got a comment here. Where's Becky? Becky is getting ready for work, from what I recall. She just did a live stream about an hour ago. Okay, so let's start with Maxxxine. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't really like doing it, but I think I'll do it for the show. But I think I'm going to do like a little plot synopsis. I usually don't like doing that, but I think people find it funny when I, sort of do like a plot synopsis or whatever. So I'll be doing that. So just letting you guys know. So for those who haven't seen the movies, full spoilers, full plot synopsis, full opinion. And we have a comment here already. Captain Iron Dog, you know how long I've been waiting for this? Yes, this has been a long time. So we're going to start out with Maxxxine. So Maxxxine came out like last month, a long time ago. Oh my gosh. I feel so bad for Maxxxine. Let's just get this out of the way. I feel so bad for Maxxxine because everyone was looking forward to Maxxxine. It came out, and then the very next week, fucking Longlegs came out, and it's like fucking, Armageddon coming out after Deep Impact. Like, no one's going to be talking about Deep Impact. Everyone's talking about Armageddon, you know what I mean? And then, just when you think, like, oh, maybe Maxxxine can get that second win, Twisters comes out, and everyone's talking about Twisters. Maxxine's been buried, and then, Deadpool Wolverine definitely buried. And then when Maxxxine finally gets on video on demand, Trap gets released. So, like, Becky. Maxxxine had no chance at all. So, Maxxxine is the third movie of the X trilogy, and so it takes place after X, because Pearl technically is the first movie, even though it was the second movie. So it's Pearl, X, and then Maxxxine. Maxxxine takes place, I believe, in 1985. Maxxxine is top of her game adult film star. She goes to audition for a horror movie, a horror sequel, and she nails the audition, and she's like, I got the audition, bitches. So she gets in her car and leaves, and she's being trailed by a private investigator played by Kevin Bacon, and he's been hired by an unknown person. You don't know who this person is. It's hinted that it's the Night Stalker, but we know it's not the Night Stalker. We know it's not going to be the Night Stalker, but it's implied that it is. Funny enough, my sister texted me after the movie, and she says, oh, I knew who it was. It was this. I'm like, of course it was. Of course. So anyway, we'll get there. I just want to get that out there. I want to leave a little seed. So this unknown person starts taking people out of her life. So first one is her stripper friend. Second one is her, go-go dancer friend. And then the actress, and then her best friend, the guy who owns the video store. They all get killed off, and the whole movie, Maxxxine is trying to run from her past, and then she's got to face it, because she's scared and running, but she finally faces it, takes matters to her own hands, goes to that house on the hill, and fucking kills everybody in that cult. Well, apparently it's led by her dad. Obviously, I remember one of my sisters, she's like, it was her dad. I knew it was her dad. It's like, obviously, come on. Everyone else died in X. Who else is it going to be? So, that's Maxxxine. As I'm talking about, I'm remembering scenes from the movie. My favorite thing was the goose cookie jar, because my mom has that. She has that goose cookie jar. I'm like, that's accurate to the time and place. The soundtrack was pretty good. I do like the Betty Davis eyes. And I know people were like lukewarm on the movie, because they were like, oh, I don't like it as much as Pearl and X. And I think it's because they're completely different characters. Pearl and Maxxxine are completely different. I think Pearl is more of is like a character that has a lot of regret, you know, and always has these dreams but never accomplished the dreams. And she takes out her violence against these people who see her differently, who don't support her, who get in her way. And Maxxine is very different. Maxxine is like the opposite end. Maxxine will do anything to get her dream. Maxxine will go there and, you know, do what she says she's going to do and nails it. Maxxine and Pearl are completely different, and I think that's why people don't like Maxxine as much. Because literally Maxxine doesn't take any shit in the movie Maxxine. Like, she doesn't take any shit. There's a scene early on in the movie where there's this mime who's going to attack her in the alleyway, like rape her and attack her and whatnot, and she gets the upper hand. She has a gun on her, makes him strip, and then like kicks him in the balls. You know, it's a little bit more than that, but still, attacks his balls, and she doesn't take shit from anybody. She doesn't take shit from the cops. She doesn't take shit from people who try to put her down. She's always a fighter. And the point when she tries to run, she realizes she can't run, and she goes to fight. She goes to stand up for herself because she's a strong woman. And I feel like that's like the opposite end of what Pearl is, because I feel like Pearl is someone who's like, oh, one day I wish, one day is this, one day is that. So I think that's the separation of the characters. I personally like Maxxine. I thought it was a good movie. Not as great as We'll get to Longlegs, but like Maxxine was good, solid. Like, of course, it's the Frank Ireland 5-star. Oh shit! Did it freeze? Anyway, I'm gonna keep rolling. Hopefully the camera comes back on. I don't know. Let's see. Let's stop the camera and put it back up. Oh no, I'm gonna just keep talking. Fuck it. Whatever, man. I'm gonna stop the camera. Just keep talking, and then what was the other thing about Maxxine? Oh, god damn it. Now that the stupid camera froze up. Dumb. Anyway, I really loved Maxxine. I thought it was good. Good stuff. Oh, man. Lame. Freaking lame. God. There we go. So anyway, yeah, Maxxine, it worked out for me because, I don't know, it's like, I knew the trilogy was made up on the go. Like, when they made X, they threw together Pearl, so I sort of knew that, you know, they were sort of making it up on the fly. So I knew it wasn't that 100% thought out. It was probably, like, bullet points, but, like, not 100%. But still, I felt like I was satisfied. There is, of course, things that I wish they did, but, you know, there's wishing that they did it and then what the movie gave us. And from what the movie gave us, I felt it was like a satisfactory ending to the trilogy because it was what Maxxine finally did what Pearl could not. She was able to live the dream and become the actress. And that, to me, is satisfactory in itself. And now I remember where I left off. I give it, of course, the Frank 5-star because, you know, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to own it, I'm going to recommend it, you know, watch it again. That's the Frank 5-star. But if I were to give it the Luke Coons rating, it's probably a 3-star. If I were to give it Luke Coons, technical. But, like, solid movie. I really liked it. We have a comment. Oh, wait, do we have a comment here? I don't know. I gotta clear out my phone. I got too many notifications. Anyway. So we finished with Maxxine. I think that's pretty much about Maxxine that I could talk about. It was pretty good. 5 stars for me. 3 stars Luke Coon rating. I'm trying to think if there's any other thing I want to mention about Maxxine before we move on. Kevin Bacon was fucking awesome. I think that was my favorite scene in the whole movie. Full-on spoilers, but it's the scene when he's in the car at the junkyard. It was so fucking bomb. Like, Maxxine has her friends, or ride or die friends. The guy from Breaking Bad. And some other guy. I think it was like the bouncer at the strip club. That's right. The landing strip. So, like, they're on her side 100%. They put Kevin Bacon in the car and they fucking crushed the car. That was so awesome. It was so gangster, and it was so, like, Maxxine isn't taking your shit. I love that. That was so fucking cool. I love that. That was awesome. That was really cool. That, like, you know, Maxine's like, fuck you. I'm not going to let you bother me. I'm not going to let you ruin my life. I have dreams. I have aspirations. I'm going to do what I need to do. If I need to kill my past, I'm going to kill my past. It's great. What was the other thing? Oh, yeah, the shootout at the end was pretty crazy with the cult and all that. I did find it comical at the end, though. It was a little bit over the top at the end when the cops came out like, oh, I got shot in the stomach. And then the female cop has like a knife in her eye and she's like, oh, Maxxxine, help me. That's a little comical. That was a little comical, a little bit over the top. But it's all right because the father gets his head exploded like a goddamn like cantaloupe. It's great. It's fucking awesome. But Maxxxine, she lived her dream. She became a horror movie actress. And I was a little worried, too. I thought somebody was going to come in and chop her head because, of course, before the movie came out, or at least the night, like Thursday night, you know, everyone on Twitter wants to be the first one to give out their opinion. People were sharing like a behind-the-scenes photo with Mia Goth with her fake head. I was like, oh, no, they're going to kill Maxxxine at the end of the movie. Oh, no. Luckily, it was just a prop for the scene. She doesn't get her head chopped off. Thank Christ. And I thought Lily Collins was fun. I thought Lily Collins was really fun in the movie and she got Maxxine's name wrong. That was really cute. I love that. It's fun. It's a fun movie. I liked it. I know. I get why people wouldn't like it, but I liked it. It was great. So, moving on to the movie of the summer. This is like my favorite out of all these movies on this list. And I think it's because the memification of it made me realize, like, oh, this movie is going to have legs. No pun intended. But Longlegs. So, Longlegs, right? Okay, imagine you're in the theater, right? It's dark, and all of a sudden, a 4x3 square's on the screen, and you're behind a cloth. So, hang on. You're like this. Hang on. Is it thick enough? Yeah, there we go. So, you're behind a cloth, and you're pulling up to this white house, and then it goes like koosh, and then the little girl's in her room and she's drawing something and she looks out the window and she sees this Volkswagen and she goes outside and nobody's in the car, and then in the background you see this like little white shape, and then all of a sudden she turns around and then there's Mr. Longlegs doing his like sugar up'ums, or whatever. He has like his hands. It would be nice, not once, not twice, but as many times as I like. And it goes like Longlegs, and it starts playing like T-Rex, and the screen starts opening up, and it's like red, and it's showing all these visuals, and it's giving these names. Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. And then it shows like 1996 or whatever, 91, whatever the hell this movie takes place. I think it's 95, right? Because it's got Bill Clinton in the movie, the whole movie. So they're assigning all these FBI agents to like different cases, and little Lee Harker is so great, and she gets assigned with this guy. He's like, listen, you just wait in the car, I'll do this. You know, people don't really like female FBI agents. You know, he does his little man thing, and she stays in the car, and then she gets out, and then it's this wide shot, right? It's this wide shot. I'm like, holy fuck, this is an Oz Perkins movie. That's right. She's going to walk right towards the camera. So it's a wide shot, right? You see like all these houses in the car, and there's like this perfect blank space in the frame. Lee Harker gets out the car and like walks right through the camera. I was like, oh shit, this is Oz Perkins. For those who don't know, Oz Perkins directed other movies like The Black Coat's Daughter and, what's the other? Gretzel and Hansel. I saw those movies. I really like those movies, and they have like a very specific visual look to the movie. So seeing that Oz Perkins or whatever his name, Osgood, whatever the hell, and like she walks to the screen, I'm like, yes, Lee Harker. And she looks at the house and she sees like this weird shape, and her partner gets out from the house, and she's like, there's serial killers in that house. And he's like, what are you talking about? What are you going on? You know, just stay at the end of the driveway. I'm going to go there. You know, this is just a hunch, you know. This is such bullshit. But I'm going up there. So he goes to the door, right? And he's like knocking, bop, bop, bop. He's like, FBI. Boom! Fucking head gets blown off. Lee Harker gets her gun, and she goes in this house, and this whole house is like abandoned or whatnot, and it has like all these plastic sheets, and she goes in there and she catches the guy, and it turns out she has like these psychic abilities. She was able to scoop out the house. She was able to sniff it out, like this house right here. It stinks. So, like, they do all these tests on her. They, like, put her in this room and throw, like, this slideshow of all these different images on the screen. And she's saying, like, you know, father, mother, daughter, whatever. And then she turns out she gets, like, all of them right except, like, one or whatever. So they're like, you're good, you're good. No, you're good, you have psychic abilities or some sort. We're going to use you. You're going to use your talents. And she's like, so, her boss, this FBI guy, and like this FBI agent, they drive to this house, and it's like an old like crime case, and they're just sitting outside the house, and they talk about like, oh, there's this guy named Longlegs, and he's been attacking these people for 30 years, but we got no evidence against it because they're all like murder-suicides, but he always leaves a letter that says Longlegs. And she's sitting in the back seat, bored as fuck. Wonderful. Lee Harker's fucking awesome. So like they give her like, you know, the cold case boxes or whatever, like, here you go, solve it. And she starts like solving it. It's so funny. She's like, yeah, I figured out the code. Yeah, apparently if you do this, it's like a triangle. All the birthdays are on the 14th. It's all this. It's your house. You're haunting it. Possession 3/10 is all law. You know, it's great. It's wonderful. So, like, Lee Harker's on the ball, trying to figure out who this Longlegs is. They're like, oh, shit, son. This girl's smart. Meanwhile, she keeps calling her mom, and the mom is like, Lee, is that you? And he's like, yes, I'm your only daughter. Have you said your prayers? So fucking cool, right? And then we get Lee Harker at her house, right? She's, you know, trying to figure out something, and then she hears like a banging on the door, like FBR. Oh, wait, hang on, hold on. Did I jump far ahead? No, I think I'm good. We'll keep going. There's like one more scene that I need to explain, but we'll explain it. So, banging on the door. Blah, blah, blah. No, wait, it is before the scene, because that's the whole reason. We got to set it up right. So, after, you know, she stayed at the FBI offices all day, all night. She figured out the code. She figured out the clues. And her boss is like, come on, I need a drink. I need a designated driver. I need a drink. So her boss is like drinking at the bar. Lee Harker, you know, she's like chilling because she don't drink. She's the designated driver. Her boss gets up. He's like, ooh, I can't drive. So Lee Harker drives her boss home. And he says, oh, they're waiting for me. Because at this point, it's like 12 or 1 in the morning. So he says, I need you to come in with me. And Lee Harker's like, oh, do I have to? And she don't want to do shit. She's like, oh, I got to do it with people. And he's like, yeah, I need you in here. I need some backup. So she goes in the house with her boss. And she meets the entire family. She meets this nice wife. And then she meets the daughter whose birthday's coming up. And she gets invited to the birthday, and there's like a weird line that totally freaking spells out the whole movie. But like the line is the girl's like, oh yeah, that's all my kid stuff. My daddy wants me to keep it because he doesn't want me to grow up. And it's like, that's the freaking thing that sets up the whole goddamn movie. Because all these people, all these cases, they're all about dads killing the mom and the daughter. Yeah, the daughter specifically, right? And it's all about like them growing up and become like impure, because when you grow up to be like an older woman, then, you know, you're not as pure as you were when you were a kid, because it comes in later. Because he says, when I came to your house for the first time, your house was the whitest house ever, blah, blah, this and that. It fucking spells out the whole goddamn movie. The scene with Harker visiting this little girl. So then she finally goes home, and this is where I left off. So she calls her mom. Mom's like, are you saying your prayers, blah, 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 this and that. There's banging on the door, blah, 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 blah. It's by this time, it's probably like 2 in the morning, right? Because she just came from the house at 1 in the morning. So it's like 2 in the morning. Freaking Longlegs breaks into her house while she's outside. And she goes inside, and she finds this freaking envelope. And it's another envelope. And this time it's for her birthday. Because Lee's birthday's on the 14th. It lines up with everything. And then she realizes that she has like some sort of connection with this Longlegs guy, right? Awesome, right? This is so good. Good shit. Amazing. So they investigate some scenes. You know, they try to find one of the early girls who went into a coma. They find a barn, and inside the barn there's like a doll, and there's like a doll with like a metallic ball in its head, and like it like has like a weird tone or something. weird shit. So, you know, long story short, it turns out Longlegs is like satanic, and apparently years ago he tried to Longlegs Harker and her mom, but it turns out her mom was willing to make the sacrifices and do all the crazy shit that Longlegs didn't do himself. So like the mom would dress as a nun to drop off these dolls, and you know in the beginning when I was explaining to you like you're looking through a black curtain, you're fucking looking through the point of view of the doll in the car. So you're looking through the point of view of the Lee Harker doll in the beginning of the movie. Amazing shit. I love this movie. There's so many layers, there's so many levels. I love the performances. I love the shot design, cinematography, the acting. And again, this is like a Maverick situation. So in Maverick, you know, when you think Maverick died and you're like, oh no, the movie's over, but then there's more movie left. Exact thing happens in this one. So they figure out who Longlegs is. The FBI is coming, and it's a comical scene. It's almost straight out of like a Coen brother movie. So like, it's like a flat shot. Longlegs is standing in the middle of nowhere at a bus stop, and it's like weird. It's like definitely like a Coen brother movie. And from all, like, both sides of the street, the FBI comes full force, like, tactical SWAT team, just to stop this Longlegs guy who just has, like, 2 suitcases and looks like a weirdo. It's great. And, like, the FBI shows up, they arrest him, and then one of my favorite gags in the movie, right? So they know that Longlegs and Harker have a connection, right? And they interrogate him and they play the video, and he's doing like his Joker thing, like, oh, there she is, the birthday girl. Happy birthday to you. And he like does the whole thing, and they pause the video, and he's like, it goes on like this for 24 minutes. It goes on like they don't even show her the full tape. They just show her that little bit. So Lee Harker goes in there to interrogate him, or, you know, to get some more questions. And then Nicolas Cage goes full Nicolas Cage mode and then, like, kills himself by smashing his head on the table. And you think the movie's over at this point. You think it's going to be one of those non-endings, lame-ass things. But you still need to figure out who the accomplice is. I know I kind of gave it away already. But, like, Lee Harker, you know, investigates and finds out, oh shit, the accomplice is my mom. And it goes full Exorcist 3. So if you guys seen Exorcist 3, you know how the demon goes to person, and at the end, the demon goes inside this old woman, and the old woman dresses as a nurse, and she has the big giant scissors and goes to the house. And he's like, you know, it's like a slow car chase of the cop and this nurse to this house. And then the old lady nurse is like, wait until you see this. And she pulls out the big giant scissors. Same shit happens. So like Lee Harker is racing to that little girl's house, her boss's daughter. And it's so fucking cool. Like, it really is straight out of Exorcist 3, because she has to stop it, but she doesn't really stop it at all. And it's another one of my favorite bits. Again, it feels like Coen brothers, like Lebowski. You know how he's like, and the credence. That kind of situation, because you see these wonderful people that you met earlier, but now they're like, you know, they're being messed up with the devil. So, like, her boss is like, I gotta cut the fucking cake. And actually, I think it's the wife. The wife is like, oh, honey, you have to go in the kitchen and cut the cake. And the husband's like, of course I'm going to fucking cut the cake. Who else is going to cut the cake, you stupid? So then the wife and the husband go in the kitchen, right? And he kills the wife. And he's about to kill the daughter. And Lee Harker goes full beast mode. She goes, like, you know, with her revolver, puts him down, 3 bullets. And then her mom, like, 1 in the stomach and like 2 in the dome, and she's out. She saves that little girl, and then the fucking end credits is like, bang a gong, get it on. Awesome. I love Longlegs. It was so good. And the thing that bothers me about Longlegs, is everyone compares it to Silence of the Lambs, which I kind of get. But I feel like they just say it's like Silence of the Lambs just as like an easy, like, oh, it's like Silence of the Lambs. When it's, to me, it's not really like Silence of the Lambs. Like when you say the Batman is like 7, obviously that is, yeah, that's 7. But like Longlegs, It's more like Exorcist 3, but I don't think people have seen Exorcist 3. So everyone just says, oh, it's like Silence of the Lambs. But it's not really. That's like saying, like, oh, Godzilla 98 is totally like The Lost World, just because both of them have a scene where a dinosaur is attacking a city. Like, no. Like, the only real connections to, like, Silence of the Lambs and Longlegs is that they both take place in the 90s. They both have FBI ladies, and I think that's where it stops. I guess you could kind of make a connection to Longlegs and Buffalo Bill, but not really. I feel like Longlegs is just like, he's just a creep. And like Buffalo Bill is completely confused, angry at himself, hates himself. Longlegs isn't like that. I feel like Longlegs loves himself. That's the reason why he has all that surgery, because he wants to look good whenever he meets the devil. Like, he loves himself. Fucking Buffalo Bill does not like himself. Like, I don't know. It don't compare. It don't compare. They're like two different sports teams. I don't get it. Like, one's lacrosse and one's football. Like, they don't. I don't get it. I don't see the connection as everyone else does. But I do see the aspect of people just doing like, they're like Silence of the Lambs. It's just like an easy thing to say because everyone knows Silence of the Lambs. Everyone knows Seven. Not everyone really knows about Exorcist 3. And I feel like it's more connected to Exorcist 3 than anything, But other than that, I think it's awesome. That one is a solid 5 stars. Frank rating and the Luke rating. So, oh yeah, for those who don't know, my friend Luke, he's got a point of view. So when I say Luke rating, that's mean like a normal rating. When the Frank rating is like, let me explain the Frank rating for those who are new to the show. So, Frank rating is like a 5 star is, I'm going to own the DVD, I'm going to watch it more than once, I'm going to recommend it to a friend. I love it. Right, that's a 5 star. 4 star is like, I'm not going to purchase it, but I'm going to recommend it. 3 star is, I didn't waste my time, saw it in the theater, fun enough. 2 star, want my money back. 1 star, awful, don't talk about this ever again. That's like the Frank 5 star rating. But like, the Luke rating is more like a realistic one. And realistically, Longlegs, complete 5 star. 5 star excellence. We have Captain Iron Dog in the comment. He said, Longlegs, never heard of it. Of course he has. Of course he has. You Longlegs. You heard about Longlegs. So anyway, so that's Longlegs. 5 stars, great. I think I said all my favorite scenes. I like of course you gotta cut the fucking cake, stupid. I talked about like, oh, do I have to? Lee Harker is great. I love that whole performance. Oh my gosh. Go see Longlegs. Longlegs Summer. My favorite movie of the summer. I can't stop talking about it enough. It goes on like this for 24 minutes. Great shit. Okay, so what's next? Twisters? Twisters! So Twisters was probably my most anticipated movie of the year. And like, this is the one I was looking forward to. Like, if you're going to say, hey, Frank, what was the biggest, the big blockbuster you're going to look forward to? It was going to be Twisters. I've been waiting for a Twister sequel since I was a kid. Twister was one of my favorite movies growing up. I bought the DVD, owned the Blu-ray. I love Twisters. I watched Twisters so many times. I got that movie like memorized. Christ, Joe, is that what you think it did? That was a long time ago. You got to move on. Stop thinking in the past and start looking what's in front of you. Me, Joe. I love Twister. Twister is like one of my favorite movies ever. And like, I love the score to Twister. Twister, like, to me, I thought Twisters this year was going to be as big as Jurassic World. Not quite. Not at all. But like, I feel like Twister is like one of my favorite things. Here we go. We got Captain Iron Dog. He's listening. He just sat up. He's like, oh my god, Twisters, baby, Twisters. So anyway, Twisters was my most anticipated movie. I feel like every time the trailer played, I got teary-eyed and got really excited. And I love the phrase like, if you don't, you don't face your fears, you ride them. If you feel it, chase it. And I know that freaking Glenn Powell is like the next big movie star. I loved him in The Dark Knight Rises. I loved him in Top Gun Maverick. I loved him in Anyone But You. He's like the next big star. Like, he's the lead. He's like the next Tom Cruise. He's the Tom Cruise protege. I feel like he can do it. I know he's starting out a little bit late, a tiny bit late, to making the big movies, but still, he's at least here. I can trust him. I trust him to make right decisions because he loves movies. Every time he talks about movies, he loves movies. So I trust Glenn Powell. I think he loves movies as much as he makes them, and to me, that's what's important about making movies. You have to love them. So, Twisters is not a sequel. It's not a legacy sequel. I think it's a reboot, but not really. So I just feel like it's like another movie. It's another movie about Twisters because there's the only few references that I recall is instead of sisters they say twins. There's the Dorothy machine. I know there's more. I know there's like 3 lines in the movie. I'm forgetting them now, but I definitely know there's like lines or like hints. And not only that, but like the whole scene where the girl runs out naked. I'm like, oh, that's like Billy the Extreme. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so Twister's about Daisy. I forgot her character's name, but Daisy and her team of weather people. And she's so excited. She wants to win this grant. She's got a boyfriend who adores her. And then she's got little Javi. Little Javi's got a crush on her. And it's like obvious from the beginning, like, this guy's got a crush on her. Javi, pick up the phone. And then we got the girl from Longlegs, who I forgot to talk about during the Longlegs discussion. The dirty, flirty angel bitch. She's in this movie with the glasses. And they're setting up this little rig, and this rig is supposed to go up into the Twister and dissolve the Twister. It's supposed to do that, right? So they get in this machine, and they drive into the Twister. And Javi's not playing with the phone. Javi's like 3 miles away. He's like, in the computer. So they drive into the Twister, and they drop the load. But they start realizing, oh shit, this isn't an F1, this is an F5. Oh god. And then they're doing the outdated things. But they do say it in ADR. Because remember when the trailers put out, they're like, oh my god, this is terrible. You're not supposed to go under overpasses. So in the movie, there's like a line that someone says off screen. Hey, we're not supposed to hide under overpasses? It's like, oh, they threw that line in. It's wonderful. Oh, there it is. Kate. Okay, so, Daisy's Kate. All right. I kind of like calling her Daisy. But I'll call her Kate. So Kate is trying to get this grant. They're caught in an F5. So she's running. And I think one of their friends gets picked off right away. I think it's like a little fat, chubby, nerd. I don't even know who has a name. Nerd gets picked off right away. They get to the underpass. And then there she is, the dirty, flirty angel bitch. She's trying to climb up and she slides down, gets sucked into the tornado. Her boyfriend protects Kate. Kate's holding on for dear life. Boyfriend gets sucked out, and she goes out there, and she gets like a big giant cut on her leg. It's sad. And then only her and Javi are alive. Cut to 5 years later. Kate's in New York City, watching storms from behind the monitor. She's safe. Still traumatized from the events from 5 years ago because literally lost everyone she loved in a matter of seconds. So Javi, he's not playing with the phone anymore. He's going to New York City, and he's like, hey, you got a gift, my friend. You got a gift. You know about these Twisters. You can go out there. You can sniff them out. You know this better than anybody. I'm developing this technology that scans a tornado, and we could figure out how it works. And I need your skills. Come with me if you want to live. And, Kate's like, but I don't want to live. And she, runs away. But finally, she decides to go with Javi. So Javi and her, they go to, Oklahoma or whatever. I think that's where it takes place. So Javi and Kate, they're in Oklahoma, and they run into the Tornado Wranglers, led by Tyler, a.k.a. Glenn Powell. And Glenn Powell is totally starstruck. He's in love. He sees Kate, and he can't stop staring at her. And I'm like, I can relate. He's, clocking her wherever she's walking. And it's, so adorable. Because, he's, the most handsome guy. He could, pull any woman, but he wants Kate. Fuck every woman in the world. He wants Kate. So he's clocking her, man. He's watching her. He's seeing what she's doing. And he tries to start some small talk. And, of course, she just thinks he's some country bumpkin. And he thinks she's some city girl. Oh, my God. I love them so much. So Tyler and Kate are talking. And then he's like, what do you think? It's going to be over here, over here. And she's like, oh, I think it's going to be over there. And she fucking lies to him, and he knows she's lying to him, and they go and chase the tornado together. But of course, Kate gets freaked out by the storm. Javi gets upset with her. Javi gets on the phone. Javi calls his boss, the governor, who's buying up all this land of all this Tornado Alley. And, Tyler still wants to get to know Kate. He's trying his hardest. He's trying his bestest. And he knows she freaked out, so he tries to give her I forget the details, but I do know he brings her a pizza, right? He goes to bring her a pizza in her motel room. And she's like, she doesn't even say thank you, I recall. I think she just takes the pizza and shuts the door on his face. And she feels bad, right? So she opens the door. He's still standing there. He didn't even leave. It was like a good 30, 40 seconds. That's like enough time to leave down the hall. Like, okay, she don't want me. He was still standing at the door. This is how much Tyler loves Kate, right? So he takes her on this nice little fun date. They go to like a rodeo. And at this rodeo, it's the drive-in scene, right? So the tornado's there. They got to release all the horses. And they're trying to save some people. They go to the hotel. They run into Bill Paxton's son. Bill Paxton's son is complaining about the power being out, how they can't watch cable. And they hide in the pool, right? They hide in the abandoned pool. They save the family. Bill Paxton's son gets sucked up into the tornado with the girlfriend in the truck. The poor motel manager, he's trying to live, and then he gets sucked up the tornado. Glenn, Kate, and them are there in the pool. And then all of a sudden there's Javi, little Javi. Javi's like, you're such a mess up, Kate. You took everything. You took all my friends away, Kate. It's all your fault. Because you wanted your grant. You're so stupid. And then Kate's like, ugh. She runs away. And poor Tyler, right? Poor Tyler's just like, fuck, man. So Kate runs home, and it's so, like, it gets you teary-eyed because you know that she hasn't been home in like 5 years. So it's like, oh God, she's going home. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. So Kate drives home, and she tries to get herself together. And of course, Tyler finds her, right? And he sees what she's been trying to do, or what her dream was. And he wants her to do her dream. He wants to support her. He says, I have the technology. We can put this in the computer. We can make it work. We can make this work, me and you. I can make this work for you. And Kate's like, no, this is just a dream. I don't want to do it. I'm getting emotional here. Fuck, I love this movie. So Tyler gets upset, right? He's leaving in the rain with his white t-shirt. He's not dealing with any of this bullshit. He left his crew and didn't tell anybody. He's gone for like 3 days to help Kate out. And Kate's like, no, you're right, Tyler. Let's do this. And it's so sweet. They try to figure it out together. And he's like looking at her the whole time. So proud that she's finally trying to live her dream. And like that's what makes this movie so great. It shows like how, like the right and wrong way of winning over a woman you love. Because Javi and Tyler, they both love Kate. They both love her for all the right reasons. But Javi did it for the wrong reasons. He wanted to use her strength to empower him and sort of like, say that it was her idea. But fucking Tyler, he wants to empower Kate to do what she wants and what she wants to do with her life and fulfill her dream and to fulfill her needs. Like, his needs are second. He's happy as a cucumber. He's like, I was a meteorologist. I have the life I want to live, but you make me happy. And they fall in love with all this Twister shit. And then, like, Javi also learns. And, like, it's almost like a freaking three-way. Like, Javi, Tyler, and Kate, they're evacuating this little town. They're helping each other out. They go into the theater to hide, like, to keep the people safe, because, like, that's the only place that's not overpacked, because, like, all the storm shelters are filled. And then Kate's like, no, we can make this work. So she gets in her truck, and she drives into the tornado, and Tyler, he realizes that she's not there, and he gets, like, he's hurt, like, the fucking, like, a fucking water tower landed on him. So he's got, like, a hurt leg, and he's, like, screaming into the tornado, like, no, not my Kate. She drives into the tornado, she locks down in the ground, she fucking shoots it up into the tornado, and just before the girl from Hellboy with David Harbour gets sucked into the tornado dissipates and doesn't wreck the town. and it's so wonderful. It's so great. And they run out there to save Kate. She's upside down in the truck, and she fulfilled her dream. She was able to dissipate a tornado, and they all learn to love each other. They all drive to the hotel together, the airport, right? Javi, Javi, Tyler, and Kate, they're all at the airport. And, of course, like, Kate fucking uses her Tyler's words against them. She's like, if you feel it. And then she goes into the airport. Meanwhile, fucking Comedian Man is outside, hogging the airtime, telling Tyler he's got to leave. So Tyler, he loves Kate so much. He puts his truck into the cement. He goes into the airport. He runs in there. And then you think they're going to kiss. And they just stare at each other. And then the news thing comes. Like, hey, there's a tornado coming. And then they leave the airport. And that's when the movie ends. And at the end, you see that the report was made. Oh, my God. That's like one of my favorite scenes in the movie. So there's a scene in the movie where Kate is taking pictures of a tornado and a storm or whatever. And Tyler is like looking at the news reporter and he says, I'm not your story, she's your story. I was like, oh my God, this is so good. This movie is so good. Captain Iron Dog, I'm for real smiling right now. Yeah, because Captain Iron Dog gets this fucking movie. It's like the first polyamorous couple in the movie. Like, they all should be together. Tyler, Javier, what's his name? What's his name? Oh, fuck, I forgot his name. Javi, put down the phone, Javi. Javi and Kate, because they all deserve each other. They're all in love. Let them all love Kate. Kate deserves all the guys. But it's such a good movie. It was a lot of fun in the theater. We saw it in RPX. I want to see it in 40X. 40X is being re-released in August 30th. I think it's complete bullshit that was taken by Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine does not need 40X. Twisters is 40X. And I feel like that's how it made a lot of its money. And I feel like if they advertise the re-release well, it'll make more money. Because I feel like movies like Twisters is why 40X exists. Of course, it gets the 5-star Frank rating. If I were to give it the Luke rating, of course, it's going to be like 2.5, 3. Come on. It's a 5-star. You go see it. You go to the movies for fun. You go to the movies to watch the hottest people on the biggest screen. You got Tyler Powell. You got Daisy up there. Two of the hottest actors I've ever seen in romance in a long time on screen. It's wonderful. It's great. 5 stars. My nitpicks about it are, I have to see it again, but I'm still not convinced about the no kiss. But I'm warming up to it. That's my first nitpick. The other nitpick is I don't like the color grading. I wish it was normal looking. I get it's a stormy movie, but I really don't like that green tint, that green-gray tint that's throughout the whole movie. I got used to it during the movie, but like the whole time, like every once in a while, I just remember, I'm like, yep, I want to color correct this. I want to white balance it. I wanted to make like a normal looking movie, because the whole movie has that gray, ugly filter over it. It's like, ugh. What's that? What's any other? I wish there was more time with the tornado wranglers. I feel that one line from the mom was kind of like gave me the ick. It gave me like the ooh, I don't like that line. You should have cut that out. It's the line where the mom's like, I'm still waiting for you to change the world. And I'm like, holy fuck, way to put all the weight of the shoulders on your daughter. What the fuck? Like, I really don't like that line. I wish it was taken out. It didn't need to be there. Like, you could literally cut the line out completely. But, like, she's like, I'm waiting for my daughter to save the world. I was like, holy fuck. No wonder why the daughter's depressed living in New York City and doesn't want to do anything. Fuck. What else? The nitpick's not really with the movie, but it's with the people who complained. The people who complained about the Longlegs girl who gets sucked up into the tornado, they're like, they wasted her. I can't believe it. She's like in this big movie and they didn't do anything with her. I'm like, yeah, that's like a point of a cameo. That's the point like of a character actor. You're supposed to like get connected. It's okay that they didn't live throughout the whole movie. It's fine. I liked no more nitpicks, but like I liked Tyler's team. I like that it was the guy from Nope. I like it was the girl from Hellboy, David Harbour. I like it, the girl from Run Away, Turn Away, Run Away. Oh yeah, Love Lies Waiting. I was trying to remember the title of the movie. Yeah, it had her in it, Kate She-Hulk, whatever her name is, Kate O'Brien, I think. She's in it. She's wonderful. She's great. Who else was in this movie? Oh yeah, Superman was in the movie. I like how they underplay him. I'm like, oh man, that's gonna be so funny when people watch Superman and then go back to this because they completely underplay David Sanborn or Corn Sweet, whatever the hell his name is, some weird ass name. I feel like they didn't really do much with the governor plot, but I guess they don't really need to. Like, you got enough. I feel like if it was made in the 90s, the governor would have been sucked up into a tornado or something. But it was it was romantic, and I love it. It was probably one of the best romantic movies I've seen in a long time, other than Anyone But You, because I liked Anyone But You. But I feel like this one did a little bit better because it really emphasizes the point of the right way of supporting a woman you love's dreams. Because Javi did it the wrong way, and Tyler did it the right way. And it's really sweet. I like this movie, Twisters. It gets the 5. It gets the recommendation. I'm definitely going to buy this. I'm going to watch it more than once. Katie O'Brien. Oh, Katie O'Brien. Katie O'Brien is the woman from Love Lies Bleeding. Okay, what's our next? What are next? Okay, so we talked about Twisters. We talked about the Longlegs. We talked about Maxxxine. So let's talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. So, before I even get into the movie, I want to talk about my initial thoughts, my initial feelings after the movie. So, my initial feelings after the movie, I was like 25% liking the movie. Like, at the end of the movie, I was like, yeah, I think I like that 25. I like 25% of it, 75 I didn't like. But then, after the movie was over, I found myself watching interviews with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. And all they give the same answers in every fucking interview. But god damn it, they're so fun to watch. And I've watched like, oh my god, probably over 10 interviews with them. And I realized, I'm like, oh, I'm more 50-50 with this movie. Because I realized, oh shit, the movie worked. Because I want to see more of them. So I'm watching the interviews to get more of that interaction. So I was like, oh shit. I kind of like the movie then. Because at the end of the movie, I was like 25%. So, let's talk about the movie. The movie is basically Deadpool. He wants to be part of the Avengers now that Fox is over. But, you know, for some reason, Happy Hogan is like, no, you can't be an Avenger. And then Deadpool goes into depression, loses everything. He's barely holding on to what's left of his life. And then, for some reason, no reason at all, actually. No reason at all, the TVA are like, hey, we want you to, you know, what the fuck? I don't even know. Like, we want you. For some reason they want Deadpool. They want to save Deadpool for some reason, and because Deadpool's timeline is over, because you know Fox is over. Fox is no longer making movies. Logan was the last movie. It's like it's like a meta joke, you know. But for some reason they want to save Deadpool. And Deadpool thinks he could save his timeline by stealing a Wolverine. And there's like a cool scene where Deadpool goes to all these different Wolverines. And, you know, they knocked all those off. They check all those boxes of all the cool inside jokes and whatnot. And he finds Wolverine. Wolverine drinks himself and passes out. So Deadpool drags him to the TVA. And I don't know why the TVA want Deadpool. I must have missed that. But for some reason, the TVA wants Deadpool. And, of course, this backfires because it doesn't make sense why they would want Deadpool for the thing. And so they send Deadpool into the Mad Max world. And in the Mad Max world, it's like all the forgotten characters from previous Marvel movies. And alternate universe characters. See, I'm noticing the complete tone change of explaining this movie after explaining Longlegs. Twisters, I'm very like so Deadpool, oh god, like they fight and then they get caught and then they get brought in and then there's an evil bald woman and then they kill Johnny. And then Deadpool and Wolverine escape. And then they find Nice Pool. And then Wolverine finds out Deadpool lied. And then they meet forgotten characters that we all love. and then they team up to go against the bald woman, and then they're nice to the bald woman, and bald woman sends them to Deadpool's timeline to stop the machine, and the bald woman goes there for some reason, and then it just wraps up. That's hilarious. That's hilarious that the screen froze on that face. Holy shit, that's hilarious. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to leave it frozen on that face. So, I know. Here's the thing. I can't be upset at Deadpool and Wolverine because at the end of the day, it's Austin Powers, the spy who shagged me rules. Don't pay attention to the plot. Just sit back and have fun. That's exactly what they say in Austin Powers. Because in Austin Powers is like, but if I go back to 1969, that means in 1968. Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. And then the guy's like, oh no, just go there and have fun. That means you as well. And he points at the audience, yes. And it's bothering me now. Hang on, guys. I'm going to take the camera off and restart it. Oh my gosh. Let's see. It's like an angel sighing. I close my eyes, hear the choir sing. When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I want to take you there in the midnight hour. Anyway, I feel like they're like, you know, it's funny here. Captain Iron Dog says, I feel like we're missing some exposition. Like, I feel like there's too much exposition in Deadpool Wolverine. The reason why I was so low when I came out of the theater and said 25.75 is because there's constant talking through the whole fucking movie. Everyone's talking. If it's not Deadpool, it's the TVA guy. If it's not the TVA guy, then it's the bald woman. If it's not the bald woman, it's freaking Gambit. If it's not Gambit, it's somebody else. Everyone's fucking talking through this movie. And they're talking about everything and they're explaining everything. It's exhausting. Like, at the end of the movie, we know Deadpool and Wolverine have to destroy the machine. That's all you gotta say. Destroy the machine. We don't need, oh my god, you need to destroy the machine, you need to pull the coils, and you need to have them touch, and you need to do this. It's like, fucking destroy the machine already. Stop explaining it to me. Javi, put down the phone, Javi. Javi, put down the phone. But it's just like, you know, we don't need all this fucking exposition. And there was like a thing that I thought was going to happen, and it didn't happen. I was like, no, why'd they do that? So, the thing that I wish happened was that after... after Wolverine chooses not to kill the bald woman, I thought it would have been nice that she would change. She would say, oh, I don't have to be evil. There are some nice people in this world. Because, like, you got to imagine, living in a Mad Max world, there's no nice people. So having Wolverine to show mercy by not killing her, I thought, oh, good. This is great. She's going to change. She's going to beat up, you know, Pyro, and that's going to be the end of it, right? No, for some reason, she wants to destroy a world that's already dying. For no reason. Like, the world's already dying. And she goes there with the machine just to fucking destroy it. That means she would destroy herself in the process. And what the fuck? Like, I wish it was the TVA guy. I wish the TVA guy was like, fuck it. If no one else has the balls to do it, I'll do it. The TVA guy should have been down there in the machine to start it up and, you know, power it up. Like, that would have been cool. Like, have the bald chick stay in the Mad Max world and change and become a different person because she learned her lesson. You know, wrap that thing up and then have the TVA guy be the main guy at the end. Instead, you got the fucking bald woman coming in, and then, like, as cool as it is, guys, as cool as it was for fucking Wolverine to put on the cowl, and it's, when you call my name, and it does the old boy shot where they're fucking fighting all the Deadpools, you know it's fucking pointless because they're all going to revive. They all can't die, and it was a fucking waste of time. This movie's such a slog. Oh my god, like, it's all exposition, and there's a lot of slow motion. Granted, it's all the slow motion you want, But fuck, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But like, I know I can't be upset at it. It's like I can't be upset at it because it's fun seeing Wolverine on screen. It's fun seeing Gambit on screen. It's fun having Blade back and Elektra. That's all fun shit. Like, it's fun. I can't say it's not fun, but goddamn, like it's missing something. And I'm not even talking about like the Luke thing. Luke's insane. I read his review. That's like, he's like, oh my god, this shouldn't happen because this, that, and the other timeline. It's like, no, I'm not. That doesn't even bother me. You know, the timeline should and like what makes sense and whatnot. That doesn't quite bother me. It just needs to have some like stake in it. I don't know. There's something missing from the movie. And I almost wonder if it's at the point where we know that these characters can't die. I almost wonder if it's that. Like, we know they can't die. We know they're going to say... It's like, I don't know. I think there's something wrong. And I can't quite put my finger on it. Honestly, I honestly don't think it has to do anything with characters from Deadpool 1 and 2 not being here. I think they could have explained why they wanted Deadpool, but, like, maybe that's the reason. Like, why is this so important? Why does Deadpool have to save this? Like, I understand he wants to save his world, but why? Like, I don't know. There needed to be a bigger reason. I feel like of all the scenes to be cut from the movie, I would instantly cut the whole Happy Hogan scene. Like, cut that scene out, you know. And if you're gonna have Chris Evans, wouldn't it be so fun? Like, here's my scene. Here's my alternate. So, like, you know, we're gonna keep the same plot going, but let's just replace a few things. If you're gonna have Chris Evans on set, why not have Captain America? Like, okay, this is the thing I'm thinking of. So we cut to the footage of the alternate 2019 or 2020, whatever the hell that movie was. And you know how Captain America is sitting at that table at that AA meeting talking about how they all lost something? That would be great if it shows that scene and it has Captain America saying we all lost something. And then as he's walking out or filling up his cup of water, a cup of coffee, Deadpool walks up and asks him, hey, can I be part of the Avengers? And then we just have Captain America be like, no, we're not looking for anybody. And you're not that great of a guy. I don't know. Have like something there with like Chris Evans, so it gives like more weight to it. Like Captain America telling Deadpool, like, no, we don't want you on the team. We don't have any more room on the team. The Avengers are over. Like, it's too late, Deadpool. You're too late. The Avengers are over. Get out of here. You know, have something like that instead of Happy Hogan for a fucking improv scene that goes on for far too long. I don't know. I felt like that would have given it some gravitas. If you already have Chris Evans on set, why not have him as Captain America at this AA meeting? That would have been pretty cool. What else? I don't know. Something's missing. And I know I can't be angry at it for not making sense because it's one of those Austin Power movies. It's one of those, just have fun. Just roll with it. So you just roll with it, you know. And so that's why I still see it as fun. Hugh Jackman is great as all. And, like, after this movie was over, I'm like, okay, Hacksman... Rewind. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine for the rest of his life. Like, that's it. He can't say he's quitting anymore. He is Wolverine until he is 90. Like, he needs to be like James Earl Jones, license his likeness, license his voice, because that fucking guy is Wolverine for the rest of his life. I got that from this movie. There's no way they're not bringing back Hugh Jackman. There's no way he's not saying no because they'll have enough money and they'll definitely make it worth his while because whatever he's going to do next is going to be something that he hasn't done before. Because I feel like every fucking Wolverine movie is something that he hasn't done before. And that's what makes his character so long-lasting. And that's my positive of the movie. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. Fucking fantastic. That whole speech, that monologue that Hugh Jackman Wolverine does in the van, you could tell that came from the heart. I feel like that's all of Ryan Reynolds' insecurities coming on screen. I should say that this movie is definitely one of those movies where, oh, I have all my friends and buddies. We're going to make a movie together. It's one of those ones. It's like an Adam Sandler project where Adam Sandler's like, hey, Chris Rock, David Spade, Norm Macdonald, we're all going to make a movie together and it's going to be fun. This felt like that. This felt like Ryan Reynolds' big movie, and he wanted to have everyone there, especially Hugh Jackman. It was definitely that. But you could tell that speech, that monologue came from his heart and soul. That is definitely all of Ryan Reynolds' things that he doesn't like about himself coming through Hugh Jackman. And the thing that makes it so powerful and meaningful, that monologue he does, is that it's coming from someone he respects. You know, it's like a weird thing. It's like I feel like Ryan Reynolds is so hard trying to be a Hugh Jackman and trying to impress him because Hugh Jackman made a huge impression on his life. And it's so weird to hear all that shit coming from the guy you admire. And it's like so meta too, because it's about Deadpool as well. Deadpool looks up to the X-Men, he looks up to Wolverine, and to hear that from your hero, to say that you're a fucking moron, a loser, and nobody cares about you. Like, that kind of shit is like raw and hard, and it's all in this movie. Oh my gosh. I just kind of wish it was a little bit better with, you know, the emotional side. I don't, you know, I think the emotional side, like, I think, if anything, I'm trying to figure out this, I'm still trying to figure out this movie. I feel like I need to see it at least one or two more times to finally, like, fine-tune and iron out my issues with it. Because there's a lot of things that work about this movie, and there's things that don't work, and it's, to me, it's fascinating. Because I love movies, I have a hard time hating movies, and this movie has me like, all right, what do I like and what don't I like? It's like I like a lot of it, but there's something I don't like about it, but I don't know what I don't like about it. And it's so interesting to me because, like, all the character shit is pretty good. It is pretty good. Like, there's good performances in here, there's good character shit. Like, Deadpool changing, Wolverine changing, that's some good shit. But I just wonder if it's not balanced enough, you know? I wonder if it's like too much or too little. There's something missing here. And I can't quite put my finger on it. At least for me. I know a lot of people love this movie, and that's great. Good on them. I think they like the Deadpool character more, because I think that might be one of my issues, is that I don't 100% love the Deadpool character. Because, for example, there's like a scene in the movie where he's clearly being an asshole to Nicepool. Like, Nicepool has been shot up to death, and yet he's still trying to act like he's trying to save his life, and I don't quite get the tone they're going for. Because it doesn't quite mesh. Meanwhile, I'm also laughing at it, too. Because the biggest laugh this movie gave me, is so Deadpool uses Nicepool as a human shield, right? And then they hide behind a car. And Nicepool is like, I think I've been hit. And like he pukes out all this blood. He's like, oh, look at my hit. I think I got hit. And it just had me dying. And I missed like the 2 or 3 jokes that they squeezed in right afterwards. That might be it as well. Maybe there's too many jokes in this movie. I don't know. There's like a lot of little things that I need to figure out about this movie, because I find that fascinating. Because I enjoyed them. There's things I like about this movie, and there's things I don't. And I want to figure it out. I want to dissect it. I want to figure it out, because I like figuring out movies. I like when movies are like on a stopwatch. But this movie, there's like pacing issues. There's too much exposition. There's too much dialogue. And there's like things I want to figure out. But with that being said, let's talk about the things I did like. I did like Wolverine. I did like Laura coming back. I liked the joke about Blade saying, there's only been one there's only been one Blade, and there only will ever be one Blade. I thought that was hilarious. I love Gambit coming into this movie. I know they probably won't, but they should make a Gambit movie, because I think that would just print out money after this movie. I think people are wanting a Gambit movie. And like with all the fucking duds of like the Marvels and what was it called? The Black Widow, Externals. Like, if they made one about Gambit mid-budget, I think it'd be fine, but like clearly these are money laundering things. I like how they're laying off Disney employees and shutting down studios, but yet they're paying Robert Downey Jr. like $100 million to come back. Like, that's sick. That is gross. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know. I think I said what I could say about the Deadpool movie. Captain Iron Dog says it's a Deadpool movie. I know it's a Deadpool movie. That's the thing. My friend Becky was explaining this. My friend Becky has not seen it yet, but she was saying her best friends were saying, oh, I didn't like Wolverine and Deadpool because they made movie jokes and fart jokes and dick jokes and gay jokes. I'm like, that's a Deadpool movie. But for this, like the first, oh, hang on. I think it's that. I don't think I like Deadpool. I know it's a Deadpool movie, but I don't think I like Deadpool. Because I was going to say, like, well, I like the first two. I'm like, nah, it's not really true. I've seen the first one once, and I've seen the second one once. And the second one I didn't really like because I didn't like the fat kid. The fat fire kid. I didn't like that. So I haven't rewatched it. So, I don't know. There's something about it. I don't know. Was kind of disappointed by the action in Deadpool. Didn't really feel like there was any standout fight scenes. That's, nah. Like, the van sex scene, that's one. The fucking old boy one shot that doesn't really matter, that's two. Yeah. There's action in this movie. I disagree with that. 80 million with a private jet. Yeah, exactly, right? They fly him anywhere. And it doesn't even matter if he's like working on the movie or not. They'll fly him anywhere. That's sickening. And wait, I think that's 80 million just for the Russo brothers, dude. 80 million for the Russos. I think they're giving him 100. That's what's fucking gross. Oh my god. I don't know what Marvel's doing. I think they just want to go bankrupt or something. It's all a scam. Like the news that came out about Severance costing like $20 million per episode and on a streaming service that nobody watches. Like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck are they doing with that $20 million per episode? What is going on? I think they want to write it off as a tax write-off to get more money. It's insane. How are you paying $20 million per episode on a streaming service that you don't advertise? It's like you want it to fail. Oh my god. I almost wonder if Quibi was intentionally a failure. After seeing this now, it's like, how the hell are you spending all this money on something that looks like shit? I'm turning into Luke here, guys. I don't want to be a Luke. Don't make me a Luke. I don't want to be a Luke. I don't want to hate on things. I don't. It's just fucking weird. It's fucking weird that they spend all this money on this movies and it's weird. I've got another comment here. Soon we'll be back to Marvel going broke and DV thriving. I think we're happy. Yeah. So for those who don't know, Captain Iron Dog is onto something because Superman is finished filming. They have the whole year to do the CGI and any reshoots. They have a whole year to do that. That's plenty of time. That's plenty of time to do all the CGI, to make it look right, to make it look nice. Marvel, on the other hand, has just started filming Fantastic Four with not a finished script, and the movie comes out the same day same time as Superman. So they have to write the script, film it at the same time, finish it, and then rush the CGI effects to have it come out around the same time as Superman. I can't wait to see those side by side. I want to see how Superman looks next to Fantastic Four. Like, Superman should look like a fucking $1 million or $1 billion, you know. And Fantastic Four must just look like a PlayStation game. You know what I mean? It's got to be completely different. I don't understand how that's going to work. It's most likely they'll move the date for Fantastic Four. We'll see the McDonald's toys first, and then the movie a year later. That's what happened with the Marvels. That's what happened with Captain America. Like, that's another one. The Captain America, like, they filmed, like, 3 movies for this new Captain America movie. Like, they filmed it, and then they did reshoots. I think they did more reshoots, and it's like every reshoot was, like, months. Like, the same amount you would do for a movie, and it's like, holy shit, you filmed, like, 3 movies. I don't know how Captain America New World Order is gonna fucking make its money back. I have no idea. That's just crazy to me. That's just crazy. I don't know, Skip. Don't forget the famous last... Yep, exactly. I think they're going to delay it. There's no way Fantastic Four is coming out a year from now. It's going to be delayed. There's no way. No way. So, with that being said... Did I say it? Like, you understand my thoughts about Wolverine and Deadpool, right? Before I move on, I don't want to leave you guys hanging or, you know, not talk about things. I did like the suits. I liked all the jokes of the different Wolverines. I thought the what's his name, Henry Cavill cameo was a little weird. He did do his thing. He did, you know, with his fists for the Wolverine claws. But yeah, I don't know. It was okay. I think my favorite part was definitely when the nice pool was coughing up blood saying, I think I got hit. And then I liked the ending when they had to team up and it played the Madonna song. I thought that was nice. I did sing along when they were playing the Backstreet Boys. I can't deny that. I was singing along. Ain't no lie. I don't want to see you walk that door. Bye, 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 bye. And I did call. Oh, here's the funny thing, guys. So immediately when they announced the Deadpool thing, I was like, oh my God, it would be so funny if Deadpool opens up with him digging up his grave. And that's exactly what happened. So I retweeted it. I'm like, oh my God, it happened. And then one guy said, oh, close enough. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about close enough? That's exactly how this Deadpool movie opens up. It opens up with him digging up Wolverine's grave. It's like, what do you mean close enough? Holy shit, what an asshole. But yeah, I did predict it, but I think that was kind of obvious. It's sort of, I assumed Beetlejuice 2 is going to open up with Beetlejuice in the waiting room. It has to. There's no way it can't. So yeah, I see Captain Iron Dog says he understands me. Okay, so now that that's done, I've explained enough about Deadpool Wolverine. I'm going to talk about Trap. So if you haven't seen Trap, I'm going full spoilers here. Full spoilers. I'm not going to hold back. So if you haven't seen Trapped yet, I'll just do my spoiler-free thing. I loved it. I had a lot of fun. And like for 90% of the movie, I was sat up. Like, oh my God, where's this movie going to go? What's going to happen? What the fuck is going to happen? What's happening? 90% of this movie. I had fun with it. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. So if you go into this movie and say, like, it's stupid, it's got weird dialogue, I don't like it. It's like, why? It's like what Captain Iron Dog said. It's a Deadpool movie. It's like M. Night Shyamalan movie. Okay, go for it, Frank. I'll probably forget anyways. I guess so. There's not much to spoil about Trap. Trap's pretty much what the movie is. So, Josh Hartnett plays this dad, right? And he's like the daddest of dads. He's making dad jokes and whatnot. And he's got his daughter, and she's singing songs, and they go park, and he's like, I gotta tie my shoe. And then he starts looking around, and he sees like all this police presence, and he's like, what's going on here? What's happening? And like the thing about this, it's the Abigail syndrome. You know, like you go see Abigail because you know it's a vampire movie, but you realize that's like the big twist. So like if you went into this movie blind, you have no idea what Trap's about, it would be so cool. It'd be like, oh shit, what's this movie about? Because it doesn't fully explain it right away. It shows this dad and his daughter, and he's there, and he's looking around. He notices all this police coverage, and then he finds his seat, and they sit there, and he's like looking around, and he's like noticing like single men are being arrested. All the police presence, there's FBI. So he goes to like the t-shirt guy. The t-shirt guy is like, hey man, you know the guy, the butcher? This is a trap for him. They figured out that he's gonna be here. This is a trap for him. And this is where you find out like, oh shit, Josh Hartnett is the killer. Because like shortly after this or before this, they reveal that he's the killer. They don't say it right away. It doesn't open up with like him kidnapping the guy and then he takes the daughter. No, this is like, if you were to watch this on TNT or TBS on cable, you wouldn't know what this movie was about until they reveal, right? And it's so cool, this movie. Like, I feel like he did everything. M. Night did everything in his power to be like, you know, what would I do in this situation? And it's like that. This movie is like, it's not quite realistic. It's just like a fantasy. If you were at a concert and you were like, if I had to get out of here, how would I get out of here? That's what it is. It's all like, to me, it plays out like a fantasy. It's not realistic. This is like if you were, you know, how you would pretend like, okay, if I'm in this crowd, how would I get out of this crowd? And you start thinking like Toby Hooper, because Toby Hooper back in the day was like, if I had to get through a crowd, how would I do it? He said he was going to use a chainsaw, and that's how you came up with a leather face. So this is like, if you were stuck in a concert, how would you get out of the concert? And if all the entrances were blocked, how would you get out? And it plays out like a fantasy, like, you know, sort of like a Hitman 47 game where he goes around trying to figure out things. And he has like the radio, so he's like listening, and he's like doing like dad things like, hey, how about we crawl into the trap door? So, like the leaps and bounds this movie does, it's so amazing. It swings for the fences. It's so cool. It's like, I don't even want to spoil it. Like, I know I'm trying to just talk about it, but like, I don't even want to give too many details, but like the way it goes and the path it takes, It's a wild movie. It's a wild, fun movie. And that's what I'm saying. Have fun with it. And imagine it as just like if you were like thinking like, you're always having fun. I'm sure people imagine it like, if I had to get out of here, how would I do it? But like if I was a spy, or if I did this, if I was Batman, how would I do it? You know what I mean? That's what this movie is. And I feel like that's what M. Night was trying to tap into. And I feel like he nailed it. Like all the crazy shit that happens in the movie, I'm like, oh yeah, you were thinking like in a fantasy world. Like if you were to do like, okay, if I were to do this, I would do that. I would do this. I would do that. It's so fun because it starts from the audience to backstage to on the stage to behind the stage to the house to the road to the streets to the house. It's fucking awesome. I thought this movie was so much fun. It is so much fun. I was like grinning ear to ear. One of my favorite hilarious moments in this was like when Kid Cudi is playing the guy with the white hair, and he's like totally oogling Josh Hartnett. And then there's a part where I knew my friend Ray Sketches because Ray Sketches loves Josh Hartnett. At the end of the movie, for no reason, Josh Hartnett takes off his shirt. And he's sitting at the end of the movie and shirtless. I'm like, there's no reason for this. This is hilarious. And I think this might be my favorite M. Night Shyamalan cameo because that dude is having so much fucking fun. It's almost like he's like looking at the camera like, it's me. It's like, I'm M. Night. I directed the movie. That's my daughter. It's me. Like, he's the dream girl of the movie. If you watch the movie, it makes sense because in the movie, there's a dream girl section like whoever is the dream girl will be picked from the audience and go on stage. M. Night is the dream girl of his own movie where he picked himself from the audience and put him on the stage and then danced with Lady Raven. Oh my god, this movie was so fucking bomb. I love this movie. It was so cool. So cool. Again, I'm noticing the difference between me explaining Longlegs and Twisters and then Deadpool was like, ugh. I find it so funny. Like, I'm smiling ear to ear talking about Trap. I'm like, oh, Trap was like this, Trap did that, and Deadpool's like, this scene happened and that scene happened. I'm finding it hilarious. Like, there's definitely a difference between what I like and what I don't like. I definitely like Trap. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he was like doing Hitman 47 shit where he like stealing, gift card, not gift cards, but like door cards, access cards. He's like changing his appearance, like changing the outfit. I just imagine Hitman 47 doing all that. And I noticed there's people out there who are complaining that there's no follow through of all the antics he does. But I feel like it makes sense because it's clearly a guy who's lost all control trying to get any control. Like that dude has like no control of the situation at all. Like, he's lost control. Like, the minute he knew he was in a trap, there's no control. And the whole movie is just you watching him wriggle and trying to escape. And you know he can't escape. Even till the fucking very end of the movie, you're like, oh my god, you're not escaping. You're not getting out of this. And he thinks he is. He's so sick in his head that he thinks he's going to escape, and you know he's not going to escape. Oh my gosh. Anyway, this movie is fucking awesome. I love Trap. Because it went down paths that I thought it wouldn't take. I'm like, oh my god, where are they going to go with this? Oh my god, where are they going to go with this? Where's this going to... Like, it kept going. Like, every, like... Again, like, you know how I say I love movies with stopwatches, like, 15 minutes in, 30 minutes in. I feel like every 5 to 10 minutes something was happening. This is like textbook script where, like, 5 to 10 minutes something's happening. Something is going to change the script in a big way. If it's going to take a left, right, turn around, go forward... I love that. This movie was so fun. This is definitely an M. Night movie, too. So don't go there complaining like, it doesn't make sense, it's stupid, man, not realistic. Don't be a Luke. Don't be a Luke. Don't be a Luke. Go and have fun and watch the movie. Do. This is like what movies are made for. This is to go in there, have a fun time, and be entertained. That is definitely Trap. Definitely Trap. Yeah, because it's so much fun. So much fun. And, like, it made, like, I sat up. Like, there's a point of the movie where, okay, I'll go, because I'm talking about full spoilers. Fuck it, full spoilers. So the scene in the movie where Josh Hartnett's like, hey, Lady Raven, can I talk to you about my daughter? I just, a little private. Yeah, I'll talk. Be right back. So they go talk, and he says, listen, I know you're looking for me. And Lady Raven's like, what do you mean I'm looking? I'm him. Listen, I'm the guy. I'm the killer. Look, the guy's on my phone. If I activate this, I'm going to kill him in 5 minutes. Yeah, it's me. I'm the guy. And you're going to help me get out of here. And, like, I sat up straight up. I'm like, how the fuck are they going to get out of this? Where's this movie going to go? Because the concert's over, and he's like, hey, I'm the killer. Help me out of here. And it's just like, holy shit, where's this going to go? Where's this going to go? And, like, every 5 to 10 minutes, something happens, and it's so cool. It's what I love about movies. I love movies. Oh, my God. Oh, I love it. Yes, Captain Iron Dog left a comment. He said, it's like a hypothetical. Yes. To me, Trap is definitely like a hypothetical. Like, if you were a serial killer, this would probably happen. Or this might happen. And it's so fun. Let's see. Slight dip in exploration for DP Wolverine, but we bring it back to Trap. Trap. Trap is so good. And we have Shane Ford here. What's your M. Night ranking? I can't really do a ranking because at this point I think I'm missing out on half his filmography. Like, I've seen all the big hits. I've seen Stuart Little. I've seen Signs. I've seen Unbreakable. I've seen Split. I've seen Glass. I've seen Sixth Sense. I've seen Trap. I have not seen Lady in the Water. I've seen The Village. Let's see. Lady in the Water I have not seen. I have not seen The Visit. I have not seen Last Airbender. I have not seen Old. I have not seen Knock at the Cabin. So that's like 5 movies. That's like half his filmography. So I can't rank it. I've been wanting to rank it. I've seen people rank it online, but I'm like, I've only seen, like, to me, I consider it like half his filmography. And most of that filmography is like in his early career. I have not seen most of his latest stuff. Like, I kind of wanted to see Knock in the Cabin. I still do, but that has to be like a rental at some point. I have to go to a library. I didn't want to see it in a theater. I wanted to rent that one. The Visit, I want to see that. I saw the Red Letter Media review, so that's why I feel like I don't need to see it. It's like I already know The Visit. I know enough about it. I don't need to see it. Just because of the Red Letter Media review. What was the other one? Knock at the Cabin. Oh, Old. Again, Old, I feel like I know about it. Enough about it that I don't want to see it. I don't know. Josh Hartnett delivers the M. Night Shyamalan dialogue really good. Alison Pill was a fun, person to see in the movie. Like, oh my God, Alison Pill's in this movie. Who else in this? Oh, the character actor who's like, hey man, I'm not supposed to tell you, but this is a trap. That was so cool. I know M. Night must have got it from Jonathan Demme, and I kind of like it. So in this movie, there's like a lot of like shots where someone's like looking directly to the camera, like you're the protagonist. Like, I'm talking to you right now, and this is what's going on. It gave me that's more Silence of the Lambs vibes than fucking Longlegs. Is people looking like directly to the camera and talking to it, like, "Hey man, we set a trap in this place. You know that butcher guy? We set a trap for him." That's more Jonathan Demme. That's more Silence of the Lambs than Longlegs. In total. The other thing I liked about Trap, because now I'm thinking about it right now, because we're talking about, where people are talking directly to camera. I like that the threat of the FBI is equivalent to the threat of seeing a parent to your daughter's friend. Like, they're both on the same level of, like, immediate danger. Like, oh shit, I could get in an argument with this mom that I have an issue with. And it's so funny, because, like, oh my God, they're, like, on the same level. It's so good. Oh man, I love this movie. Trap, again, 5 stars. Loved it. Gonna buy it. Gonna watch it again. This one I want to study as well. I want to get my stopwatch. I want to time it out, because I think this is like textbook script writing, where to 5, like, every 5 minutes something happens. Like, this is, like, it could be studied. Like, if you were to write a script and saying, hey, you need to keep your movie interesting, and it's at one location, what do you do? And you only have like so much budget and so many characters. This, like, I feel people need to study, because I think it does a fun job of it. You may not like everything about the movie. It may not even work for you, but you cannot deny that it is a solid, entertaining movie all the way through. Like, you can't deny that. You really can't. Because this thing, like, will get you, because you're like, oh, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? and I feel like I have to study both of them. I have to study Deadpool and Wolverine. I have to study Trap because like both of them are like on the different levels. One is like great movies that I love movies, why I love movies, and the other one's like why don't I like this movie? Or I should say why don't I love this movie? Like I like and enjoy the movie, but why don't I love it? So I want to study those two movies, Deadpool 3 and Trap. Okay, so with that being said, I think that's everything I need to say about all the movies. But if I were to rank today's movies, obviously number one is freaking Longlegs. Longlegs Summer, Longlegs Forever. Longlegs is my favorite fucking movie. If I could have like a Longlegs like Lee Harker and figure to my my action figures, I would totally do it. So Longlegs definitely number one. Number two, I'm gonna have to say Twisters. Number three, it's got to be Trap. I love Trap. Trap was so fucking rad, dude. Trap was so good. And like the weird acting, the weird choices. Oh my god, it's good, or at least enjoyable. It's for guaranteed it's enjoyable. You may not like the movie, but goddamn, it's enjoyable. What else? Okay, so after that, I think it would be Deadpool Wolverine. So, Longlegs. Forgot already. Longlegs, Twisters, Trap, and I think Deadpool Wolverine. Because all the good shit I like about that, I think is more than Maxxxine. And I'm sorry, Maxxxine. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I still love you. I still love you. You got the shit end of the stick. You really did. Like, if you came out like a week earlier, you would have like 2 solid weeks of like fucking awesome Twitter love. But instead, you came out and then immediately Longlegs came out and fucking swamped you. And then Trap came out and Trap's gonna swamp you. I'm so sorry, Maxxxine. I am so sorry. Oh my gosh. And it's not saying Maxxxine is bad. It's just if I had to rank the 5 I just talked about. And you could even go back and see like all of my excitement levels. You know, I think Maxxxine is almost on the same level of like, you know, this happened, that happened, you know, and then the movie was over. Oh my goodness. So what's coming out? Cuckoo's coming out. I'm excited about Cuckoo. Joker is coming out soon, like October. That's like 2 weeks from now, basically. Let me look up other August movies while we're here. Because since we're here, let's talk about the upcoming movies. Let's see. Oh yeah, Alien Romulus. I like how Alien Romulus doesn't even look like a movie. It legitimately just looks like a theme park ride, and I don't mind it. And no, I don't hold any weight to it, because I know people are like, oh, it's going to be lame, oh, it's going to be stupid. It's like, nah, fuck it. We're already like, 10 movies deep into this fucking Alien series. You boil the water, you pour the packet, blah. But okay, so definitely Alien Romulus. Beetlejuice, of course. What else we got here? I don't know any of these movies. These must be like streaming movies for the most part. Yeah, I think those are the next couple that I'm excited about, unless you have any more to say. Borderlands, that's a rental. Borderlands I'm interested just because I know that's like a COVID movie and definitely a movie that they refilmed several times. Cuckoo! Cuckoo! Yes, Captain Iron Dog, there's a movie called Cuckoo, starring Hunter Schafer, right? I think that's her name. Hunter Schafer and Dan Stevens from Abigail. And it's by Neon, who did Longlegs, so I'm excited. Cuckoo's coming out. Cuckoo's coming out, I think, next weekend? 2 weekends from now? I'm not sure. But I'm excited about Cuckoo. Just because it has Dan Stevens. Dan Stevens is like guaranteed money in the bank for me. Like, you see Dan Stevens in the movie, you know it's going to be good. Dan Stevens rules. Okay. So with that being said, I think I'm good. I think I'm good for this episode. As you can see, I'm sweating now. I'm probably going to take a shower, wash up. I thought my fan would do. It did not do. It did not do its job. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this live stream. It's been really fun. It's been really great. Next weekend, I'll most likely do my Street Shark unboxing. So I have the complete first wave of Street Sharks. So I have, do they have their names on there? I have Ripster, I have Jab, and I have Slash. I should show them the screen. So I have Slash, as you can see here. I have Jab, and I have Ripster, as you can see here. I'll be doing a review unboxing of that, and I got the Mattel Creations San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Ripster. Dramatic box opening. So that's the next week's episode. Last comment on here. Great stream. Thank you, Captain Iron Dog. Thank you for being here. Thank you for, putting some input into this, helping me out here. I appreciate you every time. Thank you, Shane Ford, for stopping by, and thank you for everyone else who watched this. Hopefully you enjoyed my comedic retellings of these movies. I really loved Longlegs. Please go see Longlegs. Support that movie. Buy that movie. Even if you're not going to watch the movie, buy it anyway. Longlegs is forever. But yeah. Okay, guys. See you next weekend. Bye.